So you may have heard yourself say at one point in time, or maybe heard other people say that, something is unforgivable. And from a clairvoyant perspective, yeah, we tend to have these, and it might be different for everyone, but I'm sure there's definitely some common pictures that we have in our minds that say this is totally unforgivable. But we do have these set of images sometimes in our minds that say, this situation or this thing is totally unforgivable, and we can have a few of those, and even maybe from a societal perspective, we might all kind of agree on certain things. Maybe some sort of betrayal is totally unforgivable, or like murder, or things like that. And this is not the most popular thing to say because most people are going to go, yeah, it's totally unforgivable. No way you can forgive that. Something like murder, or some heinous crimes that are committed and tragedies that occur on this planet. But they are lies. It's a lie to say that they are totally unforgivable, because you absolutely can forgive these things. And it's by deeming and holding on to these images in our mind that say this, and that's off limits. You can't forgive those things. And that tends to hold us back because, aside from just this lifetime, right? You kind of look at all your lifetimes, and you might go, well, wait a second, sometimes when we look at past lives, we always want to just think of ourselves as angels, like we're the best person in each lifetime, always, right? We may have been in situations in past lives where maybe we've committed these things that in today's life, right, that we say, well, that's totally unforgivable. And maybe something happened to us, or we were involved in something, that today we would, by today's standard in your mind, these images, would say, hey, that's totally not forgivable. We can't forgive that. So this, by not forgiving anything, doesn't have to be something really extreme, but by not forgiving, you're holding yourself back, really. You're limiting yourself. If you've ever really forgiven and like felt the weight come off, right? Sometimes we feel like we have this weight on our chest, our heart, our shoulders, and things like that. These different expressions, we're just holding on to energy, certain emotions or thoughts and all that about certain situations that went down, and it's just holding us back. And sometimes we feel that if we forgive, that somehow it makes whatever the other person did okay, or they win somehow. And with what I find with forgiveness, forgiving yourself, it's more about freeing yourself, right? You can sit there and be held down by this energetic weight that is limiting you, or you can just choose to just go, you know what, like this is not serving me. This doesn't feel good. This is not. I'm not benefiting from this at all by holding on to this grudge or whatever this might be. I want to forgive this. I want to be free of this. I want to let this go. And so it's a tremendous relief to finally, vibrate in forgiveness, to choose to forgive and like really drop it. And yeah, you feel a lot better afterwards. You feel lighter. You're less heavier, right? Less dense. And there's obviously certain things in life where, it's easier to forgive, right? Someone cuts you off in traffic and screw that person, and then it's kind of like, whatever, it's no biggie, or even maybe you don't even give in to that type of reaction where it's, screw that person. It's just, whatever, they cut me off. It's fine, no big deal. But again, when you get into heavier topics, then it seems tough, right? So if you're into meditation, I imagine you are if you're found this video or subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about turning within and the adventure within. That you might want to start to examine, what are you not willing to forgive? And kind of looking at those images in your mind and just kind of going, wow, okay, like kind of knew this, and there might be ones that surprise you, like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that I was not really willing to budge on that. And you can find these things that you're unwilling to forgive. And by letting some of these images go that say unforgivable, and then you basically, by dropping those, letting those images go, that you have so much more permission to forgive. And it's an energy that I'm very familiar with, that I've worked with kind of at the beginning of my spiritual journey, learning energy healing and just the meditation work, and really a lot of the clairvoyant work that I've done. And then also that I teach. That's something that I teach kind of in a basic meditation series that my wife does as well, learning to vibrate in forgiveness and just have more permission to let go, to drop things. But it really frees you up. That's one thing when, okay, if you're looking at something really challenging, like, I don't know if I could, if I have this image in my mind that says this is unforgivable, I don't know if I can let that go, because I don't know if I want to forgive that from my past, or, if I see that in, society, or if it happens, in the near future or far off future, I don't know if I could forgive that. And sometimes being able to see, okay, well, by not forgiving, right? And this could be anything, right? But just by not forgiving, how's that affecting you? What's that doing for you? You might find that it's really holding you back. You might go, I don't know if I really like that. So I do want to move forward. I want to be more free. We all want to have more freedom, right? And then looking at, well, what can you do with that freedom? If you did choose to forgive more, or forgive some of the harder stuff, then, what changes for you? That's what I always find, is looking at what you can have. You might start to see, okay, here's where I'm limited. I can't forgive this for whatever reason. And then, okay, well, what's my next step? Okay, maybe I have to let go of some of these unforgivable pictures in my mind to free myself up to really forgive certain things. And so if I let those images go and I can start to find some forgiveness, well, what's on the other side? What changes for me? What do I get to have? And that's the beauty of clairvoyance, is being able to take these steps of looking at the limitation, looking at the block. What is the next step? And then what changes? What do I get to have on the other side? That kind of inspires you to go, okay, yeah, I don't want to stay stuck here. I want to get through this and be on the other side of that. And that's what I love so much about clairvoyance. So this is something that's definitely worthwhile kind of in your meditation, just to kind of ponder on, okay, where am I stuck in regards to my ability to forgive and let go and let things be? And just see what comes up. And maybe if you're ready, decide, okay, hey, even if it's just one simple thing. Oh, okay, I didn't realize, I was deeming this unforgivable. Even if it wasn't something extreme or major, right? Start with the smaller things. Just whatever pops up first, and just go, okay, I'm gonna let that go. And maybe that opens up more forgiveness for you, more freedom.